I want to bring some breaking news that's coming to us out of New York City, and it concerns the disgraced Hollywood movie producer Harvey Weinstein. The Court of Appeal in New York has overturned Weinstein's 2020 conviction for sex crime charges. It was a 4-3 decision in that appeal, and now it will be up to the Manhattan District Attorney, that's Alvin Bragg, to decide whether or not they're going to seek a retrial of Harvey Weinstein. Now, he is currently in prison in upstate New York, and whether or not he is retried, he will not be a free man in the near term. He was also, as you may remember, sentenced to 16 years in prison in California after being convicted of raping a woman in a hotel in Beverly Hills. So he remains in prison now, but one of the central cases of the MeToo movement against Mr. Weinstein has now been overturned by the New York Court of Appeals in what's been described as a stunning reversal. Let's bring in our US correspondent, Mark Stone, for more on this. And Mark, I think you are there and you can hear me. So, Mark, I was just laying out some of the detail there, and it would seem, I think, as if this decision has come about from the Court of Appeals because the trial judge had made what's described as a crucial mistake during that original trial.
Yes, I mean, this is being described as a stunning reversal of that 2020 conviction of the film producer, one of a number of convictions, I should say. The key reason for this 4-3 decision in the New York Court of Appeals is that it was the view of these appeal judges, or at least a majority of them, that in trying the former film producer, they took evidence from women who had accused him but were not part of that specific case. And in doing so, they undermined the principles or the foundation of the case, and therefore it could be overturned. Now, it's worth saying that Mr. Weinstein is in prison at the moment. Of course, he is in an upstate New York prison in the town of Rome. There is no prospect at the moment of him being released as a consequence of this decision, because he was also found guilty in a separate case in California, which means that he will, unless that was to be overturned, remain in prison. But there's no question that for those people who gave evidence against Mr. Weinstein, those women, many of them as part of what became quickly known as the MeToo movement, those people who gave evidence against him in this case in New York, this will be a devastating blow for them as a decision in the New York Court of Appeals overturns this 2020 conviction on felony sex crime charges. As I say, being described here as a stunning reversal of a case that was foundational for the so-called MeToo movement.
OK, and Mark, I mean, as you point out there, Weinstein is in prison. There's no chance of him being released from prison. And now, as it is reported, it would suggest as if there is going to now be a question for the district attorney as to whether or not to seek a retrial. I mean, just sort of having a look at some of the reporting around this, and legal experts commenting in the last few minutes of it say that this particular New York conviction was always open to appeal. So while shocking, some experts saying that they're not surprised, the question will be whether or not a retrial is sought.
Yes, and that will be up to the district attorney, Alvin Bragg, who, of course, is himself embroiled in the Trump case. It's he that's brought the case against Donald Trump, entirely separate, but it means he's a busy man. He is now going to determine whether or not a retrial will be sought. But Harvey Weinstein, you can see him there, such a pivotal figure in the film industry in Hollywood, 72 years old. He has been serving this 23-year sentence in a New York prison following that conviction in 2020 on criminal sex charges. And this appeal, yes, you're right, it is an appeal that could always come. It did come, but I think not many expected that it would be a successful appeal. But by a margin of 4-3 in the New York Court of Appeals, they have concluded that the judge made crucial mistakes as part of that case, and that for that reason, the New York's highest court has overturned the rape conviction. But as you say, he will remain in jail because he was also convicted in Los Angeles in 2022 of another rape and sentenced to 16 years in prison for that. But this is another very interesting twist in the story of Harvey Weinstein.